best for me. Come and rock my dreams, but take the chains from me. Oh, that's all I need. Baby, you're the best for me. Come and rock my dreams, but take the chains from me.
From the Avondale High School radio studio, broadcasting on 89.5 WAHS, it's the Avondale Comedy Podcast. With Dave Foster. Now, do you hear that? That's the sound of birds singing. Charles Verhey.
I have a squirrel problem, so when I see this, it makes me laugh. I giggle inside.
Yeah.
Michael Zoyce.
Oh my goodness, really? And my butt goes explosion, splash, splash, splash.
Scott Hollenpeter.
Universal remotes. Universal remotes, hey, this changes everything.
And Matt Fox.
They said absolutely under no conditions are you allowed to play the chicken dance.
And now, the Avondale Comedy Podcast. And welcome to the Avondale Comedy Podcast, broadcasting on 89.5 WAHS.
Yay!
And welcome aboard, everybody. And
Beautiful Auburn Hills, Michigan.
of course.
Because it's actually bright and sunny out.
Yeah, we appreciate you listening and tuning in. If you want to,
No, we don't. Go to hell.
If you want to see us live, you can go to YouTube. We subscribe to our channel there, and you actually see us live on YouTube broadcasting.
If you really want to see us live, just come to the studio.
Yeah,
It's open. Nobody cares.
Plenty of room.
Don't worry, I'm not contagious anymore.
We just
We're good.
noticed that the robotics team just got in, and they're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. So we're going to go interview the robotics team.
Hey, that'll be fun.
No, I don't think so.
I think we should. Why wouldn't we?
That kid's building Ed 209 back there. I can see it.
No, he's not. He's building a stupid thing out of Legos. That
What was the name of that robot
Might
in
move
that
2
stupid
feet
Space
forward.
Camp movie? Remember that Space Camp movie?
Oh,
back
Space Camp. Yeah.
What was the name
yeah,
of the robot in that movie? Do you remember?
No, all I can think of is the robot from Flight of the Navigator.
Let's see. That's funny.
Man,
Because sounded like Pee Wee Herman.
Because I'm thinking
because
of
it was Pee Wee Herman.
Max.
I mean, sorry, Paul
It was
Rubin.
a Trimaxi and a... Yeah.
Yes.
See,
yes,
when
it
I
was
think
Max,
of robotics, I think of Johnny Five.
Oh, yeah.
Danny Five.
Number 5 is need input. Yeah.
So we have Scott gone again.
What the? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So in case you don't see this live, we have a special guest in studio.
Yeah.
That would be Larry Pete. Larry
me.
Pete, say hello.
Replacing one piece of dung for another. That's what
It's
I do.
definitely a special guest.
He does exist.
Special.
Larry does exist. If you've listened over the past number of episodes, we've always requested him to be here.
No,
So-
that's not true.
No one
Well, I
requested
thought-
me to be anywhere.
Who requested? Who requested this?
Okay, we demanded that.
Actually,
Sorry.
I think it was
All we
Scott
do
who
is
requested
shout-outs.
him, and then the one time he comes in, he leaves.
Yeah.
That's right.
The one
So it's
friend
an
I
even
have
swap.
in this room is not in this room.
Well, way back in the day, you and Scott had the radio show together, right?
We did. We did.
Yeah.
I usually sat right about here.
Did you? He put you on the other side of the counter? Leave me alone?
That's right. I need space. I need space.
Just
And
talk to
now
the
look
microphone.
what it's grown into.
Again,
We've
replacing
quadrupled the staff.
One piece of dung for
And-
another.
The listening audience has stayed pretty much flat at 0 to 1 on any given day.
At least the budget's the same.
Also 0.
0 to 1.
Hey, we
no, I
have-
think we've got $1 now, right?
We have a nice little pot going on Patreon.
Nice.
Yeah, if you want to head over to Patreon and donate a couple dollars, $5, $10, hey, you know what? Throw us 100 because what we're doing, we're raising money here for the radio studio. We're trying to replace this board that Charles spilled coffee all over about a month ago.
Did you do the request?
What request?
You were supposed to take the coffee spill, take the sound clip, and play it back in slow motion.
No.
Did you do it?
No, I did not.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
All right, well, next time.
Yeah, so head over to Patreon, give us a couple bucks while you're on the internet.
I did.
Facebook, like us on there, and you can get us kind of updates and snippets. And
Yeah,
but
got some behind-the-scenes stuff
before
here
we
and
get into anything, we got a whole episode loaded of stuff. I got a Wheel of Death
All right.
segment. We got to talk about our late night vault episodes coming up here soon.
Sweet.
But first, let's get into. That's right. This is the Star Wars update thing. And do we have an update here,
You know,
Mike?
I'd like to do something a little different for the Star Wars segment. Because there was some news, but it was extraordinarily stupid, as it's been for the past couple weeks.
Right.
One of the most popular fan theories going around was that Snoke is actually a clone of Rey. And they took the subtitled versions of the international trailer and said, oh, no, well, look, they used the feminine in the subtitles, so obviously he's talking to a girl. It just got this huge bunch of traction about, they're actually the same person, clones of each other. So big that Disney finally just came out and said, no, that's a stupid theory. That's not what it is.
No, what's funny is Star Wars has historically been really good at hiding details in their trailers. They'll show you the trailers. It's completely cut out of order. You're seeing things that have nothing to do with the scene you just saw, and so your mind just kind of puts things together. And the internet will get flooded with fan theories. All these people come up with the craziest things. This is the first time I've ever heard Disney come forward and say, all right, that one?
That's stupid.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
Because I saw that the director of this episode 8, he likes to do that in the trailers, completely cut unrelated scenes together to make it look like it's a different story involved.
Very clever.
It's
very clever.
It's like when John Boyega over the summer tweeted, man, it's going to be awesome to finally get to play a villain. And everybody went bananas. Like, he turns to the dark. It's a trap. He was actually an infiltrator. And John was like, no, I'm doing a movie where I play a villain. I'm an actor. I do more stuff than just Star Wars, you morons. Anyway, so something different. This is interesting. I think you guys will like it. Think back. We talked about this on the Two Gaming Dudes channel.
All right.
Remember in the 90s when the comics killed Superman? Mm-hmm. Okay. That was going to be turned into a film. And if you think back hard, there was this rumor floating around that Nicolas Cage was going to be the next Superman.
You remember that?
I do remember
Oh,
that.
we made
yeah.
fun of that so much.
That was terrible.
It turns out that film went well into pre-production. Like, they were just about to start filming. Tim Burton was going to direct it.
Yeah.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton
doing
was going to direct
Superman.
that Death of Superman.
Yeah.
They did a documentary about the pre-production and the canceling of the film. And it was fantastic.
The canceling was fantastic?
No.
Or the movie?
The movie itself.
Boys and girls of every age,
Yeah.
wouldn't you like to see Superman Strange?
It was great. You saw the costume that they finally picked, and Nick Cage, like, wow, he actually looks like he could put off a pretty good Superman. And it started working into, like, this could actually be a pretty neat film. And then the studio got cold feet, because remember what happened around the same time? What started this whole slew of superhero movies? Think back.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, 1989, Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
Also Tim Burton.
Right.
What tanked that Batman franchise?
Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
Yes, because it was Batman and Robin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
And
the
then the
that was
Batman
that was the
Forever.
Val Kilmer
Ice.
Batman's.
Well, with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that was
Ice
Val
to
Kilmer.
see you. Have an
chill.
ice day. Chill.
Everyone be cool. So Tim Burton now doubly hates Joel Schumacher. Hates him, one, for ruining Batman.
Right.
Hates him twice because in ruining Batman, he ruined his what was supposed to be a Superman franchise. But it sounded like it was fantastic until the studio started getting nervous and started interjecting stuff like, hey, can we do a scene where Superman gets jumped by a bunch of ninjas? The writer is like, he's Superman. Is he going to karate fight the ninjas? And around there, you could start seeing it starting to get stupid once the studio got involved, and eventually they just pulled the plug. But it's The Death of Superman Lives.
The Death of Superman
is the name
Lives.
of the documentary. Honestly, if you're a comics geek or any kind of sci-fi geek or movie geek, it's incredible to see how the studio works.
I brought this up to my friend who's the big comic book nerd, and he was all like, "Oh, that would have been awful. He would have ruined Superman." I'm like, really? Did you see what recently happened? Did you see this one? Was that better?
Now, what year was this that they knew this?
The documentary? It's
no,
pretty
that
new.
they were supposed to do the Superman.
I don't know when.
Early
when
90s, maybe.
When did Doomsday kill Superman? I don't know. 2001.
Okay.
Yeah, this
I
was,
don't know.
Who's
90s,
Doomsday?
late 90s. I
I'm
don't
kidding.
late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere around there.
Smacked us out of there.
know. The Death of Superman Lives.
Did you see this theory? Speaking of Star Wars, did you see this theory online about the movie posters? All 7 movie posters up until 8.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It is. Okay, so the idea is that
The bad
the
guy.
official movie poster that Disney released, all of the past movie posters had the
antagonist.
the
the villain.
antagonist
Big bad guy.
overlooking everybody else.
Right.
And in the episode 8 poster they released, it was Luke overlooking everybody on the poster.
But if you look at all the posters, they don't all follow that stupid format.
Of course.
No.
But that was just a theory that we saw.
Right. I saw that theory.
You
I was
did.
like, that's interesting, but
Yeah.
you know.
Luke is Snoke. Leak that on the internet.
Snoke is an Anakin clone.
Yeah, and I think the rumors are starting to die down because we're only a month.
We're
6
only a month
weeks
away
from this
like
movie.
seeing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Solo with the new name.
Yeah.
Which a great name, by the way.
Solo,
Yeah,
a
Solo
Star
is
Wars
Star-
story.
They have to break it down to one word because that's all we can understand anymore is one word.
Right.
Yeah.
In the news, I don't know if you heard this, they were thinking about changing the structure of pricing for the movies, where they're going to take crappy movies and charge you less.
Yeah.
But this means that they can charge you more for the bigger blockbusters.
For the films you actually want to see.
Exactly.
That's stupid.
And that's awful because I don't care if you bring it down to $1. I'm not going to go see Geostorm. I don't care. If it's 50 cents,
It's movies like
that's funny.
it's movies like that will absolutely be against this kind of pricing because they know they won't make any money.
I don't want to give Gerard Butler anything for that movie.
I got to think it's the theater owners that are pushing for it.
Yeah, well,
sure.
the idea
studio
was if
doesn't
you
care.
take crummy movies and you charge less, you'll get more seats. More people will actually come and see the film because they're only paying $1 or $2 or whatever it is. But this is
It's a marketing
Well,
scheme.
then I'll pay for the crummy movie and walk into the better movie instead.
We do not endorse stealing of movies here, Larry.
It's assigned seats now, man.
no, but I don't want to pay
not
$20
everywhere.
Well,
a
yeah.
ticket to see Star Wars.
How much?
How many
I don't
movies?
know.
have-
However much it is.
Dave,
It's
what's
a lot
your?
more than $7, I assure
Would-
you.
I said 20.
Would you pay $25 the first couple weeks, or
To
would you
see Star
wait?
Wars?
Yeah,
You're going to pay $13
right.
to go during prime time anyway,
Yeah,
and blow another 30 on a popcorn and a Pepsi.
I hate
And if
to
you bring
say
your
it, but-
kids, it's
Oh,
$100.
now it's
right there.
$100 night.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's an
That's date
expensive
night,
evening, but
man. Come on.
I hate to say it, but I probably would. I probably would pay it.
What do you mean would? We're going to.
Yeah, we're going to.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Anyway, so that was the Star Wars update.
Yay.
Nice job.
All right, so let's hear from Larry.
What do you want to hear?
What's going on?
How you been, man?
Mostly,
How
I
you been,
just,
right?
I just enjoy
Last
the
time,
sound of your
last
sultry
time we
voice.
had you on the podcast, you were broadcasting from your car
I was.
at a parent-teacher conference.
I was. That was last
That's
spring.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was this past spring.
Yeah.
Anything changed in the school?
Well, yeah, I had to move to a new building, which is actually an old building.
You still live in your car?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I just park it in the driveway of my house, though, so it doesn't look too suspicious. So,
Nice.
no, just they closed the building I was in and had to move to another building. So,
An old building?
which is an old
Wow, this
building.
is
Yeah, it's a new old building.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave's face. Oh, that's lovely.
It's
That's
amazing,
lovely.
man.
Just a new set of like gross things that have been living in the wall for 50 years. You know, of
course. So it wasn't a they made a new building and
No.
everybody moved.
No,
It
it was.
we don't have enough money, so we're closing this building down.
Yep. Yeah. That was.
Welcome to Brandon.
Are
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are we changing the name of the show
To what?
From the Avondale Comedy Podcast to the Avondale Minutia Podcast?
Minutia podcast?
Minutia?
Who posted that?
I'm just asking because of the turn this has taken in the last 5 minutes.
We're trying to take this to a more
I
serious
can tell
level.
you what I had for breakfast.
I
this
am
morning.
trying to warm up our huge, vast audience to Larry to get to know.
We've been
him.
hyping Larry up for
Getting to
weeks.
know
You know?
you.
I know, what a
Kind of thing.
letdown you are.
I warned you.
Yeah,
Hey, anybody get a look at the recently released JFK files?
I didn't
haven't
look
yet.
at them, but they've been all over the news.
Yeah, because there's nothing in them. They turned out to be stupid.
Well, except for the bit about the whole UK reporter learning 2 weeks before it happened.
Yeah, nonsense.
I
don't know.
It seems silly.
It's all
I don't know.
The only interesting things that were in there was there was a CIA mob plot to assassinate Castro. That was in there, which everybody already knew about.
Mm-hmm.
And that there was some government conspiracy to cover up some stuff. I don't know. But basically, nothing that wasn't in the film JFK wasn't revealed.
So they just released the movie script?
They just it's a bunch of stuff that everybody knew already. Oh, not that.
And then what did Kevin Costner do?
It was two things. Okay, the mob plot to assassinate Castro, and there was death threats on Oswald's life. Those were the two stunning blockbuster revelations.
Yeah, I can honestly tell you, I did not read any of the released paperwork.
Don't.
See,
There's
just
nothing in
releasing
it.
the
saw the
script
news.
to the movie and just putting it out there and saying, we found this, and watch the internet explode.
Well, especially since the whole thing was settled decades ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't Myth. It was some special on Discovery Channel. They recreated the scene and got a Marine Corps sharpshooter and the same rifle and set up a moving car with mannequins and shot it. And the guy pulled off the shot exactly the same way. And the bullet behaved exactly the same way.
Right.
And we're done.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
can shoot a guy just like that. Look, he just did it.
So I feel for the guy who actually got shot to recreate that.
There was another file. That,
Yeah.
I caught that. I
Yeah.
caught that.
There was another secret file that was
Son of
released
Mac.
within the JFK stuff. Did you see that, Lino? Did you see that file that was released? It was a secret one.
No, it was secret.
The file was titled "The Lions Will Go 9-7 in the 2017-18 season."
Where did I get that from?
You think they won't? The Loins this year.
Oh,
will
I
win
didn't.
9 games.
I didn't download. I actually did put an echo to it. I just
did
didn't
you?
download it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a secret file that was in there. They were trying
By
to
the
predict
way,
future.
going
Not a
back
secret.
approximately 10 minutes, the robot's name was Jinx.
Jinx.
Oh, cool.
That's
Yes,
right. Jinx.
That would be Jennifer answering on YouTube.
Thanks, Jen.
Hey, people watch us on YouTube. Oh, for crying out loud.
Nice.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed. I wear glasses now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, but you have worn glasses before.
They're fake glasses.
Yes.
I wore fake
But
glasses
now these
that
are
had
real.
like the UV protection so I could put my nose 2 inches from the computer screen and pretend that it wasn't burning my eyes out. But apparently I really am blind. I went for the eye doctor and they did the exam and he covered one eye and he's like, "Can you read this?" And I said, "No, of course not, dummy. Nobody can read that." Well, it turns out I was just blind. I couldn't see.
40 years you haven't been able to see, and you just noticed it now.
Well, now all those times that I'm like, "Hey, son, what does that say on the TV?" It's actually because I couldn't see it. I'd never actually put two
It
and
wasn't
two
because
together.
you couldn't read; you just couldn't see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Go figure, right? So I got the glasses that when the light's really bright, they'll dim. You know, they turn into they
Yeah.
go from regular
Transition
glasses.
lenses.
Transition
yeah, they
lenses,
go
yeah.
from regular glasses to sunglasses in bright light.
Yeah.
Right? I pick them up. It was cloudy. It was dark. And I'm like, okay, fine. The next day it was cloudy and dark. And the next day I got on a plane and headed to Texas, which, if you've ever been, is
bright.
constantly bright. There are
Right,
no
all the time.
clouds. It's
Yeah.
the bluest.
The stars at night.
Right.
I
are
can see where
big
this story is
and
going
bright.
right now.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
I go outside. I go outside and nothing is happening. And I start getting pissed. And I think maybe I'm supposed to stare directly at the sun in order for them to work. So I turn my head and I look like Gilbert Gottfried staring up into the sky. And my coworkers are standing right next to me wondering what I'm doing. And I'm yelling, "Is it happening? Is it changing?" Yeah.
I have those too. Like I wear
Nothing
contacts
happened. Yeah.
normally, but I've got the transition.
Transition contacts.
Sweet.
No, transition glasses. I usually wear contacts though because I hate glasses. But I walk outside with my.
Maybe they hate you.
They do. They do. But I walk outside like in the morning, taking the dogs out when it's bright. I walk back in. I'm like, I can't see anything. Oh yeah, that's right. I've got these. Yeah. So I get what you're.
Chuck, I'm sorry, but you were about a month late of trying to look at that frickin' eclipse, man.
I don't know, something in my mind was like, maybe it's because they need direct exposure to the sun, and then they'll change. But no, nothing.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Just look like an idiot.
But they eventually did, though, right?
No, nothing happened. I'm wearing the wrong glasses. They're gonna change the lenses and all that stuff, so I'll get new glasses in like a week. But
It turns out it's
So you
not
paid
half
for
the
them, but you didn't get them.
yeah, I went out to the lady and I was like, "Hey, so my glasses they change color when the sun hits them." And she goes, "Yes," and I said, "No." No, they don't. Oh, and so she looked up at the thing. Oh, my sorry, they didn't put it on right, and then so they have to fix it.
Right.
That is, by the way, an exact. That's how she sounds.
Okay, why are you looking at me, man?
She's a nice old lady. She's just like, I fixed the glasses for you.
And what did you say?
I don't know. Damn right you will.
Wow.
That's right.
What do we got coming up for today?
Yeah, what's
I
going on
got
today,
I got a
guys?
Wheel of Death story. We also need to talk about some late night vault stuff. But
Awesome.
before we get into our first break here, since Scott is not here doing his no news update, I asked Matt.
Yeah, you did.
Oh boy.
Just get it out of the way now,
Come
man.
up with a story to get us into break.
So Johnny was 4 years old and was staying with his grandfather for a few days. He'd been playing outside with the other kids when he came into the house and asked, "Grandpa, what's that called when two people sleep in the same bedroom and one is on top of the other?" Well, his grandpa was taken aback a little bit and decided to tell him the truth. And he said, "Well, Johnny, it's called sexual intercourse." "Oh," little Johnny said, "okay," and went back outside to play with the other kids. A few minutes later, he came back in. Little Johnny came back in and said angrily, "Grandpa, it isn't called sexual intercourse. It's called bunk beds. And Jimmy's mom wants to talk to you." You asked for it.
Have you considered supporting the Avondale Comedy Podcast because great content and higher educated discussions and well-deserved puns bring you entertainment? Well, look no further. See, this show is sponsored by our fans, and if you'd like to join the community of supporters, Patreon is set up for you. Now, how does Patreon work? Instead of funding pages like GoFundMe or Kickstarter, Patreon is set up for continued support, monthly donations to help maintain mainly artists, musicians, podcasters, people who create things continually. So head over to Patreon, search for Avondale Comedy Podcast, or you could find a link on our Facebook page. Sign up, help support our cause to bring sophisticated and refined humor to your podcast ears, because that's what we enjoy doing.
How come you're always such a fussy young man? Don't want no Captain Crunch, don't want no Raisin Bran. Well, don't you know that other kids are starving in Japan? So eat it, just eat it. Don't wanna argue, I don't wanna debate. Don't wanna hear about what kind of food you hate. You won't get no dessert till you clean off your plate. So eat it. Don't you tell me you're full, just eat it. Eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat it. Have some more chicken, have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried. Just eat it. Just eat it. the casserole. You better chow down or it's gonna get cold, so eat it. I don't care if you're full, just eat it. Eat it. Open up your mouth and feed it. Have some more yogurt, have some more Spam. It doesn't matter if it's fresh or canned, just eat it. Eat it. Don't you make me repeat it. Have a banana, have a whole bunch. It doesn't matter what you had for lunch. Just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Eat it, eat it. If it's getting cold, reheat it. Have a big dinner, have a light snack. If you don't like it, you can't send it back. Just eat it, eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat it. Have some more chicken, have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried. Just eat it, eat it.
And welcome back to the Avondale Comedy Podcast. We are broadcasting live on 89.5 WHS in Auburn Hills.
Yes, we are.
We have Larry in studio. In what?
Autoplay.
Oh.
You know,
Boy, that was
I-
Larry doing construction.
I do that occasionally, just randomly.
Yeah. So I have a story that I need to get off my chest. Last episode we talked about the Wheel of Death. We talked about the.
I don't remember anything about it.
Oh no, it was
It was the shopping carts.
the
wasn't it?
shopping cart
Yeah.
lady.
Wheel of Death, things that you would like to do to people because they just irritate the hell out of you.
No.
So sentence them
No,
to the Wheel of Death.
No, you don't remember.
No,
Okay,
you don't
so
remember none of that?
here's the setting. We're at my daughter's concert. She plays in the high school.
High school band. Yeah.
I bet. And there's the point in the show where they play this very, very sensual, very slow song because it was dedicated and written for a student who had passed away like 4 or 5 years ago, right? And so they had a composer come in and write and dedicate this song. So it's very somber. It's very quiet, and there's not a dry eye in the place,
It's
right?
Adagio for strings.
It is not this song, but it was very, very somber. And we were sitting there, and it's just, you could feel, right, in the auditorium. It's like we're remembering this student who passed. She had I don't know, remember what. Yeah, right. And there's a couple people around us kind of sniffing. And it was just a beautiful moment. The
this
place
is hysterical.
The place is dark. We're just all connected. It's just we're all one. And we're listening. It's quiet, and then this happens.
Hello.
And I turn to Jennifer and I say, "What in the hell?" And the song keeps going, right?
Oh my gosh.
And so it quiets us back down.
Hello.
Hello, I not talk now.
And I accidentally blurted out at this point, "Are you effing kidding me?"
Oh, the song's still going
And
on
the
too,
song
yeah.
is still going.
The band plays on as the Titanic sank.
Just answer the phone.
So this is
Hello.
one of my biggest pet peeves. But beside my top pet peeve is people who use the handicap parking,
Who clearly don't need it.
who clearly do not need
Drive
it.
cool sports
This-
cars.
I believe this might be second on my list. People, by the way, on the program is theater etiquette. and it has all the different rules. No flash photography, which, by the way, there was.
Of course.
Turn off your phones, turn off the ringers, and not only did they get the program, they also heard before the concerts, please turn off your phones, put them on silent.
Right.
So even after these 2 warnings, and after this is like the 3rd or 4th song, this phone rings, and I lose it. I swear to God, I wanted to rip my eyes out.
So did they get just one phone call, or it was a call and then some silence, and then they got another call?
Here's the
Or
great
is it
thing.
more than one
Oh
person?
my gosh.
Here's the great thing, Larry. Thank you for pointing that out. It was one person way over here. Their phone rings, right? That should be enough. You've read the etiquette, you've heard the announcement, and you've heard a phone ring.
Yeah. At that point,
Yeah.
you're like,
Whoops.
Exactly.
Oh,
"Guys, shut it off."
But no, 30 seconds later, another phone rings over on the other side.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Getting a phone call here. Hold on. Yeah, hello?
Hey,
Oh,
Lino,
shit, that's me. I'm sorry.
Lino,
Hang
I'm
on a
doing the
second.
radio show.
Hello.
Dave's talking about something.
Lino, I was just
I don't
calling
know, some
you.
dumb crap nobody cares about.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, I'll see
Hey,
you after.
Mom. You
Okay,
want to
bye.
be on the radio? No. All right, I'm busy. All right, I'll call you back. Bye.
You guys are making worse of my suffering.
Of course we are. That's what we're supposed to do for you, man.
Wheel of Death. I really want to put these people.
Wheel of Death for you. Wheel of Death for
you.
All of you, Wheel of Death.
Oh my gosh.
That's not as bad. I got that beat.
Oh yeah.
Here's what's worse. The crotchety old bag or the illiterate buffoon who gets in the self-checkout line and
Yeah.
doesn't know how to work it.
Yep.
Those should not be available to everyone.
And still write a check. Yeah.
You should have to take a test and have a license, and you
Just
scan the license.
show that
and
you
then
know
can
how to
use
work
it.
the damn thing. It should not be available to everyone. You should be able to have to demonstrate proficiency in using that self-checkout system before you're allowed to.
When you go
advantage
as
of it.
late as I do,
Excuse
though,
me.
that's the
excuse
only
me,
thing
where,
available.
Where do I put the pennies in this machine?
Like late night when I'm there at any grocery store, that's all that they have because they don't staff any lanes. So you have to do that. So I get stuck behind people like that all the time.
What time of
Or do they
night
get stuck
you,
behind you?
Oh, late.
like 2 in the morning?
Now is
Sometimes,
this an excuse to leave the house?
Yes. Yes.
Right. Because you have a lot.
Honey, do we need anything? We need some. Okay, cool.
Good. I'm so glad.
I'm gonna go. To
You're gonna go
Kroger.
pimp some
Okay.
diapers, aren't you?
We need diapers. Okay, I'm out.
You got a lot of,
I'm out.
Well, see ya.
you guys have a lot of Walmart mutant types around Glen Bank? Yeah,
Yeah, Burton.
in Burton.
Walmart.
You know,
Walmart
I can
types.
completely sympathize because back in Yay Day when I was married and all that fun stuff, I would go to work, come home from work. As soon as I got home, did you want anything? Did you need anything? All right, I'm going to go get it, whatever it was. And then I'd go and I'd leave. And
You know, no. To
you
go
wanna
back to
call
Dave's.
you want to call ahead so they got the food ready? No. No, they don't do that there.
Yeah, to go back to Dave's point, though, when I'm at a wedding reception or a ceremony, before the ceremony starts, I'll actually go up and make that announcement. If everyone could please turn off their cell phones.
They don't listen.
They
No,
don't.
they
They
don't
honestly
listen.
don't.
They don't even listen to that at the movie theater. They hear the phone ring
You know,
during
but
a movie.
trying to be respectful of, the bride and groom and everything. But there's always that one person. Do you take so-and-so to be your... You're like, seriously?
Now, see, events like that and at movies and plays and stuff, I think you should have the same security that you'd have at a strip club, where, big dudes will just come and tackle you.
I honestly, I don't know what kind of
And
security is
drag
at
you
a
out.
strip club.
But the best part is the best part at a ceremony when that does happen. It's when it's the officiant's phone. That's the best part.
I actually...
Hello. I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of a wedding right now. I was just about to ask them if they do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's God. He says he opposes this. Call it off.
That's brilliant.
That's great.
But
Did
I
you
can
guys get
sympathize.
affected up that far north with the water crisis?
No.
We had
have
a
well
boil water.
No, it's
no,
well
that was Oakland County.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
what
West
a pain in the
Bloomfield,
Patuski, man.
yeah,
Commerce area.
That is the one thing I'm thankful for in living in Waterford. We were not affected because Waterford's on a community well.
So either way, it's
So
water
you're
you
eating
can't drink.
Exactly.
So you're just eating everybody else's crap that's out there.
Yum,
Yeah, I'm
yum.
getting Ebola somehow. It's either from a water main break or some lake.
Yeah.
Why does the water taste squirmy?
Because there's a worm in it.
I can't believe
Squirmy.
Yeah. We get some weird stuff in our water, though. It's well water, but sometimes it gets like there's this like black stuff.
You're on a
like,
private well, aren't you?
Need another filter. Yeah.
But however, you're close to the golf course,
true.
so you've got
true.
years of contaminants.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
Our house was built
Pesticides.
on a swamp, so I'm sure there's something.
I was just picturing your house like in Dagobah now.
I think it was actually at one time. Called Dagobah.
My home this is.
Hi, Yoda. Morning. Mow your lawn, you will. Yes.
That's my
Yeah,
neighbor.
I'm going to get to it. I'll get to it.
That is my next door neighbor.
Where else but in Detroit do you have pipes from 1850 still supplying neighborhoods with water?
Right?
Most San Francisco.
Well, hello, San Francisco. Remember when the city flooded a few years ago? There was a rainstorm.
Yeah, I remember that.
All the freeways flooded. What kind of a stupid city is this? It rains and you can't drive.
That happened at on 75 at 12 Mile a couple years back, didn't it?
Yeah,
Is that
not
what
just
you're
there,
referring-
like all the overpasses
Yeah.
flooded out.
Well, yeah, that was when they had the sewer system.
The
whole-
backed
the
up,
sewers
yeah.
All of
backed
Royal
up.
Oak looked
Yeah,
like The
Royal
Walking
Oak,
Dead.
Berkeley,
Yeah,
it's
right,
gross.
right.
Yeah.
There's crap everywhere.
Literally.
Literally.
Oh, man. All right, what else we got for today, man?
Well, Wheel of Death was this segment.
Oh, okay.
Any more stories about Wheel of Death?
Who was with me
That's
on the phone theater etiquette?
That was funny.
Who was with me? We went to some play in, I want to say Pontiac. Oh, what in the hell was it?
Play in
We went to
Pontiac.
see there was a small theater in Pontiac. We went to see some, I don't know what. And this 90-year-old lady gets up in the middle of the show and boom, biffs it, trying to go up the steps. And I'm biting my cheeks to keep from laughing. But the play is going on, and then she speaks in full tone. I can't find my glasses now. And that was it. I couldn't contain myself anymore.
Other people's misery
I
gives
know.
me sustenance.
Suffrage and misery. That's what keeps Mike going.
Oh, no.
The first part, just an old lady, falling over. I'm like, okay, it's funny, but I can hold it. The actors, you can tell, they're like, they're trying to deliver lines, but they're looking over in that direction. And once she didn't even whisper it. It was like, I can't find my glasses now.
I mean, in all honesty, suffering and pain feeds a lot of our humor in American culture. I mean, look at the success of America's Funniest Videos.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
Still going on today.
Yeah.
They've still got episodes.
It's
I think it's
syndication
all
now, yeah.
online now, but
No, it's in syndication still.
is it? Man,
Yes.
that show is...
With Tom Bergeron. He's still hosting.
I mean, now we have YouTube. If you want to look up people getting hurt,
Yeah.
just go
There's
to
like
YouTube.
montages of like
That's my
so
9-year-old
much
shots.
of it.
It's my 9-year-old's favorite channel.
there's another one. Oh.
2017 Fails of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
America's Funniest Police Crashes.
You see that
When
live
animals
PD?
attack.
You see that live PD show where they actually go to live feeds of police officers doing chases around the country? Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, there's actually a TV show called Live PD, and they actually will go live, like a podcast almost. And they'll-
Like Facebook Live?
honestly,
kinda-
exactly. And they'll do news stories. Oh, this is what's going on in Connecticut, or this is what's going on in Oklahoma, and they'll just go all around the country with this live PD stories. It's
Like-
I
awesome.
don't know.
Like
Really
cops in real
interesting.
time.
I think if
Yeah.
you're a police officer, you don't want to go live.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Oh,
not a good idea.
Well, they're doing it, so
I'm just saying.
Well, why don't we take a break now here?
All right.
Matt, do you have a story?
yeah. So convicted hitman. Speaking of PDs, convicted hitman Jimmy Two Shoes McClarty confessed today that he was once hired to beat a cow to death in a rice field using only 2 small porcelain figures. Police admit that this may be the first known case of a knick-knack paddywhack.
That's not even a joke. The boo is too polite.
Would you like to call us and give us your opinion on the air?
No! God, please, no! No!
Well, you can't. Sorry. We don't have that kind of technology.
No!
But what you can do is head over to our Facebook page at the Avondale Comedy Podcast. Comment on our stories, future broadcast ideas, and we'll read the best comments live during our show. We'll even try to imitate your voice.
You're not any good.
I am good. You know what? You're a lousy kindergarten teacher.
The Avondale Comedy Podcast.
I've seen those finger paintings you bring home and they suck.
Airing live on 89.5 FM WAHS and available for download wherever they'll let us.
Look, if you had one shot to sit on your lazy butt and watch all the TV you ever wanted until your brain turned to mush, would you go for it or just let it slip?
Yo, remote is ready, eyes wide, palms are sweaty. The Flintstones on the TV already, Wilma and Betty, no Virgin, the channel surfing and I'm HD ready. So I flip, garbage is all I'm getting. The Simon Cowell, who folks wanna disembowel. He opens his mouth, always says something foul. They're dying, wow, wannabes are crying now. He votes them out, time to throw in the towel. Shows based on reality, oh, the humanity, oh, Ozzy's family show loves profanity, whoa, the insanity, oh, dogs that crap and pee, home of depravity, no, they live happily, yo, plus the Ali G show, and celebrity Mo, oh, and there's Anna Nicole, she's scaring me, look, mono cavities, oh, it's a station break, better go out to the kitchen and microwave something, you're gonna lose your mind watching TV, they told me, but I still tune in every show, my cable gets C-SPAN, TV Land, and HBO, the Travel Channel, Discovery, and Lifetime, you're gonna lose your mind watching TV, they told me, cajoled me, turn off those music videos, I'm gonna watch C-SPAN, TV Land, and HBO, the History Channel, and QVC, and Lifetime, my butt is aching as I watch NASCAR racing, that show about undertaking, Larry King, to 24 to Law and Order, the Weather Channel's boring, like 60 Minutes, ancient reporters, next up on E-True, Hollywood Story, the rise and decline of 12 actors named Corey, shows for next fall they've already been naming, CSI Boise and Touched by an Uncle, both sound pretty layman, so does Everybody Tolerates Raymond, and King of Queens jumped the shark the first minute, I can't believe Richard Simmons ain't in it, I'll move right onto 8 simple rules for dating my teenage daughter, then I bet I watch The Bachelorette, followed by Welcome Back Kotter, and The Muppet Show where they go manama. You're gonna lose your mind watching TV, they told me, but I still tune in every show, my cable gets C-SPAN, TV Land, and HBO, the Disney Channel, and A&E, and Lifetime. You're gonna lose your mind watching TV, they told me, cajoled me, but I still love Lisa Kudrow, I'm looking at C-SPAN, TV Land, and HBO, the Playboy Channel, and Court TV, and Lifetime. Never missed Melrose Place or Lost in Space, I've seen each amazing race and without a trace, but I only watched Will and Grace one time, one day, wish I hadn't, cause TiVo now thinks I'm gay. Oh, and Fear Factor I watched maybe a half hour, after that felt like I needed a long shower, network execs with naked ambitions, next week on Fox watch Lions Eat Christians, like to tie up those programming planners, make them watch all of that junk till their heads explode just like scanners, leech covered grub eating fools on Survivor, look there's James Lipton discussing the oeuvre of Mr. Rob Schneider, and there's Gilligan and SpongeBob, plus there's MacGyver and Jay Leno has got Madonna, hey there's Luke Perry on a special all pig Latin episode of Drew Carey, wanna turn on E.T. cause I'm a gossip freak, and I gotta know who J-Lo is marrying this week, a 30-second spot, then we come back to Are You Hot, I was planning on recording The Sopranos, I forgot, I love shows with or without a plot, I'll stare till my legs are numb, my eyes bloodshot, because I only have got one brain to rot, I'm gonna spend my life watching television a lot, you're gonna lose your mind watching TV, they told me, but I still tune in every show, my cable gets C-SPAN, TV Land, and HBO, the Sci-Fi Channel, and AMC, and Lifetime, you're gonna lose your mind watching TV, they told me, cajoled me, turn off that Oprah Winfrey show, I got it on C-SPAN, TV Land, and HBO, the Learning Channel, and MTV, and Lifetime, you're gonna...
You can watch anything you want to, man.
And welcome back to the Avondale Comedy Podcast. Hello. We have we are getting into our last segment for this episode, and we have lots to talk about. But I think, Chuck, you just came up with something that I think we do need to talk about.
Rock on.
All right, so we have a Chuck's list.
Yeah.
So tell us what this is.
I've got a top 10 list, the top 10 movies nominated for both an Oscar and a Razzie.
The Razzies, of course, are
Razzies, of course, are. We give these to like the worst.
The worst of the
movies.
worst.
Yeah, the
I'm
bottom of
gonna
the
say
barrel,
80%.
worst of the worst.
I'm gonna say 80% of these movies that you're gonna list are all DC comic movies.
No, they are not. In fact, can you guess any of them?
Can we guess any? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Just try to guess one.
Guess.
Schindler's
Yeah.
List.
Schindler's
The
List
English
is-
Patient.
No, and no, these are not on the list.
All right, let's hear it.
Come on. Oh, you
I'm
got
intrigued
nothing?
by this.
You have no idea?
Oh gosh.
Okay,
Okay.
we can come up with something.
The
so
Notebook.
Oscar nominated and raspberry.
I can
all
give
right?
you
Yeah.
lots of Razzies.
Yeah, an,
All right,
an
so-
Oscar and a Razzie at the same time.
All right. so
Now, is
as
this
good
for a
as it-
movie or like one of the actors got a Razzie, so that
Oh,
counts?
yeah. Okay.
I think it counts either way. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because they could get a.
Is Les Mis on there?
Les Mis is Wall Street.
Top 10.
No, it did not make the top 10.
As
should.
good. What about as good as it gets?
It also did
Because
not
it got a
make the
bunch
top
of
10.
Oscar nominations, and that chick got a Razzie for her crap performance.
Lord of the Rings. Pick one.
Of course not.
Okay.
You know what did? Con Air.
What did they get? What were they nominated for an Oscar for?
Cinematography.
That's very possible.
It doesn't
say
have
what
it on
it
there.
says. Best original song.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That's.
I don't
Yeah.
want to close my eyes. That's
Yeah.
That was
Armageddon, man.
That was Armageddon.
That was
that
Armageddon.
Nickelback?
There was one of these.
No, that was Aerosmith.
On air.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Mad as a DJ.
Yeah, Matt is a DJ. Yeah.
Number 9, Pearl Harbor.
Well,
That just sucked.
Yeah, but apparently something of it
Cinema-
earned
that-
itself
that was effects.
an Oscar.
Special effects.
for cinematography, I would imagine.
Your list doesn't tell you what the
That's what I'm
nomination
looking-
was?
No, that's what I'm looking for.
Well,
kind of a-
one of you, bro, jump on IMDb real quick and
Visual. Okay, so it won for visual effects and one for sound design, and then of course came Ben Affleck. So Ben Affleck got the Razzie. All right.
bleed.
Number 8 is Flashdance.
That got
that's
an
a
Academy Award.
late 70s, early 80s movie.
Apparently,
Yeesh.
they're nominating it for best cinematography, best film editing,
And
2
best
best
leg
original
warmers.
song.
Best leg warmers.
But then, of course, it got the Razzie for pretty much everything else.
Razzies have been around that long?
I guess. Basic Instinct.
What?
Made it on here. Yeah.
No.
What
Yeah.
was the Razzie for when
Are
Michelle
they-
Pfeiffer
Are
moved her
Razzies
legs?
that old?
I guess so, evidently.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it
was
won an
it was
Oscar
Kim
for
Basinger.
film editing and
Kim
the
Basinger.
score.
Oh,
but-
that was Michelle Pfeiffer.
No, it's
Oh, no, you're right. That is Basic Instinct. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
My bad.
I'd know her upskirt anywhere.
let's see.
Based against Sharon Stone.
1988.
No,
the-
Sharon
the-
Stone. Yeah, you're
what's
right.
the matter with
Sharon
Sharon Stone?
I don't know. The other blonde girl.
1988's The Last Temptation of Christ.
Oh, Mel,
no
Mel
idea.
Gibson.
Mel Gibson, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, that was
William Dafoe.
William Dafoe. Yeah.
You're thinking Passion of the
Oh,
Christ.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
The other Christ movie.
This
This
is
is the
William
other
Dafoe
one.
before.
Yeah.
You know, Passion of the Christ.
I used to have a Willem Dafoe under my bed.
I overheard a lady walk into a bookstore and actually ask, "Do you have a novel adaptation for the Passion of the Christ?" Do you mean the Bible?
Can I give you the cliff notes? You're guilty. Beat him up, beat him up, beat him up, beat him up. Get some whips, get some whips. Beat him up, beat him up, beat him up. Get some whips, beat him up, beat him up. Make him walk.
Of
Beat him
course.
up, beat him up, beat him up. Nailed to the cross credits.
Bottom 5. Ready? Gloria, 1980.
Uh-huh.
Number 4, Armageddon.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Yep,
Nice.
you knew it would be on here.
Is anywhere on the list is Always Bet on Black.
Oh, that did. What Oscar would that win?
Best picture ever. Best karate fight.
Oh, okay, I could maybe.
Rocky?
Best
Is
Wesley
Rocky on
Snipes
there?
one-liner.
No, number 3 is Wall Street, 1987.
What?
What?
How did that get razzied?
The Razzies were able to single out Daryl Hannah's performance.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. All right. Yeah.
Number 2 is Yentl, 1983.
Anything with Streisand in it should be razzied from top to bottom.
And
Number 1.
yeah, they have a couple honorable mentions: Hook, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Transformers, Dark of the Moon, anything with
Yeah, that should
Transformers.
all
Everything,
Yeah.
anything Michael
Clearly
Bay should get a
Michael
Razzie.
Hook? Hook was in there? Who got the Razzie for Hook?
It doesn't say. It just gave it an honorable mention. But then the number 1 spot is The Godfather Part 3.
Oh,
Part
yeah.
three.
Part
three.
three. Yes.
Three.
Very specific.
Let me
Part
guess. The
Did we
actress
see that
pla-
at the movie theater?
Coppola. What's her name?
Frances Ford?
Yep.
No, the girl.
The
What's
daughter.
His daughter. Yeah. Crappiest performance.
I don't know, but yes, you'd be correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going to see
Sophia
that.
Coppola.
Sophia,
Yep.
yeah.
Worst
There she
actress,
is.
yes.
Worst actress.
Regretting every minute.
Oh, yeah.
It was so bad that she never acted again.
Really? She went straight into
She became
directing.
a director. She's like, Dad, can I just be a director instead? He was like, Yeah, honey. Good
There's a
idea."
couple actors that once they did that one lousy movie, they're like, well, I'm done. No more. The kid who was in the Phantom Menace.
Oh
Christian?
no,
He's done, isn't
no.
he?
he's in prison, Holmes.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
Well,
got
you
into
see what
meth.
you see what Star Wars did to him?
Wow.
He
Do
got
you
into
know
meth,
who
he's in
I
jail.
am?
No, that kid had a rough life after that, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Drugs and a few other brushes with the law.
But he's lucky because, unlike Macaulay, he didn't get molested by Michael Jackson.
See, a bright side. Bright side to every story.
Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. Macaulay, I love you.
Are you home alone?
It's a very innocent. It's not a sexual. We do a little milk and cookies. It's very sweet.
That we could play with your booby traps.
You are far too good at that voice. That's
And then
terrifying.
They locked me. The policeman locked me in the bathroom. It was so filthy. There was pee and doo-doo on the walls, and it stunk so bad. And one of them walked by, and he made a sarcastic comment. He said, "How's it smell? Does it smell good?" I just said, "It's all right. It's okay."
That was word for word.
Transcript from his actual deposition.
Did you just read it yesterday?
Wow.
I've committed it.
Committed that to memory, did you?
Dude, it's Michael Jackson talking about pedophilia. Yeah, I'm going to remember that forever.
But remember it forever. It's going to get engraved on my tombstone, but on the back, somewhere small.
That Morley Safer interview, that is some of the greatest stuff on TV ever. Do you think it's appropriate for a grown man to have young children in his bed with him? Yes, it's very sweet. It's not a sexual.
Going to hot air
We do a little milk and cookies. It's very innocent.
Man, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so creepy.
Who knew?
Wow, who knew?
Everybody knew.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
A, B, C. Feels like 1, 2, 3.
We have, we've mentioned Patreon on the show, and of course, if you want to donate a couple of dollars to help us, just financially,
I did.
send us
Yeah.
a couple bucks
It's not even for us. It's for the school. You're making a donation to a public school that could really use your help.
to
Yes.
incentivize the Patreon users and donators. We've decided to record a couple of late night vault episodes
Yes.
for Patreon users only.
Yep.
So
That means in order to listen to it,
Yes.
you have to be a Patreon subscriber.
Yep.
And once you subscribe, then this special link becomes available to you, and you can download and listen
that's
to
right.
or watch all these special episodes.
Yes.
now, are there any episodes up there? You're just going to have to go over there and find out.
Only one way to know for sure.
Yes.
That's to go to our Patreon page and actually subscribe to it.
So what
I-
happens during these late night vaults?
Well, because it's a late night, and the reason why we came up with the whole late night thing is because we're just recording it in a living room somewhere, or out on the street
My
somewhere.
living room, usually.
Yeah. Or somewhere live
And
at
we
a
should do it out
certain
at a
location.
location. Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
We don't have to follow the FCC rules of what to say and what not to say.
For those
And-
of us who listen to gaming dudes, you'll understand what we mean when we say that.
Well, I don't think we don't get that raunchy. I think I'll.
Yeah,
be a
That's
very-
their thing.
It'd be a
yes.
very different Michael Jackson conversation, I assure you, if this was the two gaming dudes on YouTube.
we might do that later.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Some ideas for tonight.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Cool.
yeah, we
Check
get
us
to
out.
we get to go a little bit unfiltered. We get to say things that are a little bit
We can
deeper
talk
in our
about legit
minds.
adult issues.
Yes,
yes.
we get to do that.
Like, what does the burning sensation mean type of topics? Is that what we're going to talk about?
No, like this girl who wrote, today I went to a haunted house with my fiance. A few minutes into the haunted house, I saw someone following us. I turned and screamed. She ran off. And my fiance bowed his head and explained, that's not an actor. It's just a friend of his with a pigment disorder. I can never go back there again.
Oops.
So Cindy, who's in the building currently, a little shout out to her. She's actually listening to the show,
Hi, Cindy.
and she
hey.
says, "Good work, pretty funny. Thanks
Excellent.
for broadcasting." So
Pretty funny.
It's the
Yeah,
best
you
compliment we are
70%
ever going to get.
funny.
So
You couldn't read her tone though, because what she meant to say was, "Yeah, pretty funny."
change channel.
Well, she did make a clown face after that, so you might be right there.
How much time do we have? Do we? No,
We got about 5
don't
minutes
have-
left.
For the next time, I'm gonna go grab the robot kid and get him in here.
Yeah. We'll do that
Yeah.
for the next episode.
What have we learned? What have we learned?
Oh, guys, I'm so disappointed.
What's wrong?
I didn't have time. I'm going through this house sale and house purchase. It's eating up a lot of my time on top of my, difficult, high-stress job. I was going to write a song for Matt.
Oh, yeah?
It was going to be, Matt has pneumonia. He has pneumonia.
Is Matt a teacher?
We're actually going to get into that in the next episode. I
Oh,
got,
yeah,
I got a little bit of a
Seriously?
list.
Ah, crap.
Not
All
it's
right.
not that segment, but
Matt
All
has
right.
pneumonia. And now
Hey,
diarrhea.
I am not contagious.
what have we learned today?
Oh, God, I hate my life. I do. I really do. What have I done? God, I had so much potential.
I've learned that my coffee is very strong.
Oh, yeah?
What else we got? Yeah.
We learned that Johnny now knows the difference between sexual intercourse and bunk beds.
Oh God.
Yes.
Pretend that didn't happen.
Johnny. Yeah.
Ah.
We shouldn't have brought that up again.
Yeah.
In fact, give it another boo. Yeah. It still warrants
That works.
We're no longer under a boil water advisory.
Correct.
So
No, instead my water just smells like bleach. I turned on the water and it was like smells like a public swimming pool.
Yeah,
we
we're
got to flush the lines.
we were because Jennifer and I we live in Waterford, so we're not up against this whole boiling thing.
Community well, no less.
But we still have to drink the Waterford community well.
Oh, man.
And it probably tastes just as bad as the bad water from everywhere else.
I don't know, when you say community well, it just sounds like people like swish and they spit it in the sink and that just goes back into the well and then we recycle it and put it back.
As I understand, they take a pipe
Like the
and
community
dump it in
pool.
the swamp and
Right.
just pump water straight from the swamp and then distribute it to the homes. That's what a community well is, right?
Yeah.
More or less.
Filter.
But you don't. I mean, you drink from a Culligan filter,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
yes,
so
we
it's
do.
for flushing toilets and
Right.
Yeah, all right.
And whole washing dishes and
And brushing your teeth. Yeah, stuff like that.
You brush your teeth with worms.
as long as you're not ingesting it, there's a chance you'll be safe.
Hey, you know what?
I'll just have oral cancer on my gums.
We did learn that you have to turn off your cell phone anytime you're in a public place, watching a movie, at a band concert, what have you.
Hang on a second.
Hello. Hello.
That is a big lesson to learn, all right?
A Wheel of Death. Die.
Wheel of
It is
Death, rolling it now.
It is
Brrr,
top
die.
5 Wheel of Death for me.
Top 5.
Yes.
Phones in inappropriate.
No, it's not paying attention to instructions, even though they're given to you. You know what? Even
I do that every day.
It's called
though.
common sense, man. It's just
you
like
know,
shopping
Didn't we
carts.
know somebody who did that for skydiving? Like didn't pay attention.
It's not that he no.
And it was like,
It wasn't that he wasn't paying attention. He just was incapable
of paying
of following these very simple directions, like left hand here, right hand here, scoot out, jump. Hey, okay. I'll tell that story in depth on the next segment because it is a golden one.
yes, indeed.
Anything that one of our any story that involves one of our friends plummeting to their death.
Is comedy gold.
This particular one, he didn't splush. He's not dead. It worked out fine.
Spoiler alert,
So it's
he's
funny.
not dead, so it's
He's just severely maimed. That's all.
It's perfectly fine.
perfectly fine. Skydiving is perfectly safe.
Yes,
Ish.
if you want to hear that one, tune into the next episode. It's
Yeah.
good.
Ish. Excellent.
right,
well,
then.
thank you, everybody.
Yeah. we're
Thanks for
outta
being here.
I think it's time we wrapped up.
Hey, Larry.
Yo.
Hey, if you're
Thanks for
listening
being
live
here,
or on
buddy.
the air, stick
Hey,
around.
You're welcome. Thank you for taking me on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
if you're on YouTube, you're actually going to get our bonus next episode. If you are
right back.
listening over the air on 89.5, you also do get this little bonus episode. If you're listening to the podcast, you do get to wait a week, and so in the next 5 minutes, you're going to have to wait a whole week to hear the next.
It happens.
Yeah, but in the
Sucks to
meantime,
be
yeah,
you.
head over to
Sucks to be you.
head over to Facebook.
Sucks so bad. Everyone hates you. Yeah, yeah.
Like our page over Facebook, get snippets and updates over there. Go to YouTube, subscribe, and like that page. Yeah, we're all over the place, and we release stuff every once in a while. So until next time,
Thanks, everybody.
Take it easy.
I go.